Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today it's time to do another tag. It is Tuesday, so time for another Tag Tuesday. And today I have chosen to do the makeup application tag, which I think was created by Jen Phelps alongside her followers on Instagram, if I understood it correctly. So these are 10 questions all about how I like to apply my makeup, which is not a topic I usually talk about a lot. Like, I always use the same brushes and the same like technique, so I'm sort of very solid. I don't really try out a lot of things, so for me I think this could be fun to do because I think I've got some solid answers here. So let's just get started. Question number one is, which step takes you the longest to apply? So for this question, I have to say eyeshadow, and that's not because I'm not good at it. It's mainly because I just really like doing eyeshadow on myself. So that's my favorite step to do, so I like to put some more effort into it. It's also the step that I've played around with the longest. I feel that, you know, getting a good blend on an eyeshadow is just something I just love doing. And it's also the step in my makeup routine which I find the most sort of like changeable when it comes to time. So if I just go for a really quick one shadow look, I can be done in like 30 seconds and be out the door. Or if I want to go for like some like Instagram worthy cut crease kind of stuff, which I can do, it's just not something I do a lot on the regular because it is just so time consuming. But I can do that, and then it like takes me like 45 minutes to do an eye look, you know what I mean? So for me, eyeshadow is a step I like to do the most, and that's why it can take the longest. So in my day-to-day makeup routine, I definitely think I also spend most time doing eye looks. Like that's just my favorite thing. Question number two then is, which step can you apply fastest? And I think my answer here would have to be a base step for sure. I definitely don't spend a lot of time on my base. I think primer, because that's also going like underneath everything else that you're doing. So for me, primer, I just kind of slather it on and then I'm like done, you know? I don't really pay attention to that too much. Question number three, what is your most dreaded application step and why? Out of steps that I actually do, because a lot of the things I just don't like doing, I don't really do them. I definitely hopped onto the contouring bandwagon for a bit and I stopped doing that, but I always found it very difficult to get it right because I've got such a long face. And then, you know, I think that if you have a rounder face or if your face is a bit more angular, it makes more sense to contour, because contouring actually makes your face look skinnier, and I would actually like to make my cheeks and my face look a bit rounder. So contouring doesn't make a lot of sense, and it took a while for me to get that sort of right. So that's a step I didn't like. And to be quite honest, I'm not too fussed with brows and getting them like super precise. Again, it's just something I whack on and I'm good to go. Like, I haven't done my brows in a while. I like them to be a bit fuller and to be bushy, and I don't really want them to have a very particular shape. So brows is probably also something that I just don't really like doing. I know they kind of frame your face, but I'm like, I'm just gonna go with whatever nature gave me and I'm happy. Question number four, I kind of already answered this question because it's, which step is your favorite to apply and why? And that is just eyeshadow. And eyeshadow and me, we have a long history. Like, for me, I didn't start doing a full face of makeup straight away. Like, eyeshadow was the only thing I used to do before I did any blush or lipstick. You know, I kind of started with eyeshadow and I sort of took it from there. So eyeshadow is probably the thing that has just been part of my makeup routine for the longest. And you know, with some practice, I definitely, you know, am able to do different looks on myself. However, I just have a couple of go-to techniques that I always fall back on. I do really like experimenting. However, I don't have massive lid space, and I also have pretty deep set / hooded eyes, depending on how you look at it. I say they're deep set because it's my brow bone that leans over rather than my actual lid that is like a double flap. So for me, it's more deep set eyes because my eye socket is just so sunken down. It's also why I have really bad dark circles, actually. So for me, that makes it very limiting, but because it's limiting, I find it a lot more challenging as well, and therefore a bit more fun. I like a good challenge. So for me, especially when I first starting to get more into makeup, figuring out what was flattering on myself and what looked best was something I really enjoy doing. So me and eyeshadow, like that love train is a very long-standing love train. So yeah, eyeshadow is definitely my favorite part. I actually sort of try to get through the other step as quickly as I can, just so I can get to the eye look. That's pretty much how I do my makeup, you could say. Oh, and then question number 5, I'm gonna read it literally as it says, as it is listed here. Which step are you most good at? Most good. I mean, the English language teacher in me tells me that that should be best, but that's just me. So what step am I best at? Ooh. I don't really know. I think I'm pretty good at doing lipstick actually, because I have a pretty weird, like I have a very small upper lip and then a fuller bottom lip, and I just find that whenever I do lipstick videos, like I can just swipe on a lipstick and I always get a very precise line, I feel. So I think I'm actually best at applying lipstick, because I don't need lip liner, I don't need any of that. I can just go whoop whoop and I'm done. 9 out of 10 times. I do have to say though, when you swatch 20 lipsticks in a video, that lip line starts to get a little so then it becomes more and more difficult to get a more precise line. But like in my day-to-day life, I can whip on a red lip and I don't have to worry about it not looking right or anything like that, because I've got a pretty good lip shape, I feel. So I got a very clear Cupid's bow, so it makes it very easy to actually just really get a good line in your lips. So I think that's the one I'm best at. 6, which step can you use some more practice in? Eyeliner, for sure. There's a reason why you will never ever see me do liquid liner. It's the thing, like I remember, especially like a few years ago when I first got into the beauty community, everyone was doing these like winged liners, and my eye shape is just not cut out for it, because of the lid space that sort of hangs over. It's very small. I always felt that in order for a liner to look good on me, it had to take up most of my lid space, meaning that you wouldn't see much of the eye look anymore, because I would then cover it completely with black liner. So it was like, it kind of defeats the point. And then my eyes are a little bit downturned as well, so I find that getting a really nice like straight cat eye line going up kind of messes with just the way my eye is shaped, and it doesn't always look the best. And that if I just follow the lines of my eyes, it kind of looks a bit weird. So for me, eyeliner has always been the struggle, and that's why I just stopped doing it. If I want to do liner, I do it with eyeshadow. And back in the day when gel liner really was a thing, I was really a huge fan of taking like a very flat liner brush and then wiggling some of the product just in between my lashes. That's like, so like very subtle liners. I don't really feel like my eye is very much suited for these like really super graphic wing liners still here. It's not gonna happen. Question number 7, in what order do you apply your makeup? I always start with my base, my face primer and my eye primer. Those are the first 2 steps that I always do. And then I do foundation, concealer, powder. Then I do my brows, because I always feel that when you do, especially because I use a sponge to apply most of my base, it's not as precise, so you always end up with a bit of foundation in your brows. So I always do brows next, because then the base is done, and then I do my bronzer, blush, highlight. I actually do bronzer, highlight, blush, because I always feel that highlight can look a little fake if it's not blended in well. So I like to use my blush shade to blend in the highlight shade with the bronzer, you could say, because it's kind of like bronzer and then highlight here and the blush goes in between. So for me, it makes more sense to do the blush last. And then I do my eyes, then I do setting spray, mascara, lips, and I'm done. So that's pretty much it. If you've seen any Get Ready With Me, any full face of whatever, that's how I always do my makeup. It's just what I prefer to do. Number 8, which step can you skip? There are a lot of steps I can actually skip. The one step that I really feel I don't need actually is foundation. And if I were not to use foundation, I also wouldn't need a primer, I wouldn't use powder, and I wouldn't use setting spray. So if I take the foundation out of the equation, I feel I could actually skip a lot of steps. And the reason why I feel I could potentially skip that step is because I do have pretty good skin. I don't really need a full coverage foundation. The only reason why I wear foundation is to even out the canvas so that the rest of the makeup just looks better, you could say. Because I have quite a red tint to my skin. My skin is quite sensitive. So the minute I rub it, it looks very red. So I kind of wear foundation to sort of even everything out and to make it just a little bit more flawless, and then your eye look stands out a bit more. I love wearing red lipstick, for instance, and if you have a lot of redness in your face, the red lipstick can really emphasize the redness in your face. So for me, in order to make the other steps work, I kind of do this one as well, but it's the last step I added to my full face makeup routine. Like, I think I didn't really wear any makeup until like face makeup, like foundation and things like that. I use concealer, but only on my under eye. But I didn't really wear foundation until like 5 years ago or something. Like, foundation is definitely like a step I didn't really do for a very long time either. And then I was just like, okay, it just looks better if I do it. But that's a step I feel I could definitely skip. 9, which step is an absolute must? Mascara. Like, even if I go for something super quick and easy, mascara and concealer, those are the two things that I feel I could, like, if I were to never wear like a full face of makeup anymore, I definitely think that just a bit of mascara, concealer, and maybe like a brow gel, then I can already get out the door, you know? I don't look so tired. With your brows in place and your mascara, then your eyes open up a little bit more. So those 3 things I don't think I could live without. However, I go makeupless plenty times. Actually, I didn't wear any makeup for like 2 weeks straight in August because it was just too hot. So I can definitely go makeup free, and I definitely do that as well. Like, on a day off or on a day where I don't have to go anywhere, I will not wear makeup. I'll go to the store, get groceries, or run errands without makeup on for sure. I have no issues not wearing any makeup out. I just don't. Probably because I spend a really, really big chunk of my life not wearing any makeup, if you know what I mean. So I didn't really get into makeup until well into my 20s. So for me, I never had this like, ooh, people can't see me with makeup on. So for me, really, is it a must? Not necessarily. I can live my life without it, but it's just so much fun. Yeah. Number 10, any unique tools you use that nobody else uses? I don't really, like, I think that what most people were surprised about when I started doing videos was how I never use eyelash curlers. Like, it's more about what I don't use, I think. Like, I use the sponges and the brushes and all that, but I never use eyelash curlers. And why don't I use eyelash curlers? Because my lashes are naturally curly, like my hair. Well, my hair isn't curly, it's more like a wave, but my hair is also a bit like wavy and all that. So my lashes just curl up, they just do. I don't need lash curlers, and they're quite long naturally as well, which is why I've never felt like wearing false lashes either. So a tool that I do use, perhaps my fingers. A lot of people don't like applying eyeshadow with fingers, and I really have no issue applying a shimmer all over the lid with my fingers, or like a cream shadow. I prefer it actually because the oils and the warmth of your fingers can very easily help a product being more malleable. So definitely fingers for eyeshadow, or for things like cream products. I prefer to use my fingers over a brush. So as long as you make sure you've got clean hands, you should be fine. And those were the 10 questions of this tag. Quite quick and easy, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this one. But please give this video a thumbs up if you'd liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, so I'll be back with another video soon. Hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.